Talking about going to family weddings. Last family wedding of hers we went to, her cousin got married in Baton Rouge, where LSU is, so we went down for that wedding and for the rehearsal dinner at Hooters. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And our waitress that night was qualified to work there. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she was on a scholarship. But the first time she walked up to the table, my wife's Uncle Don looked at her and went, "Woo! Where'd you get them things, girl?" I thought, oh, she's gonna get mad, and she didn't. She was very cool. She said, "I bought them." Well, then Don's wife Lois said, "You know, I've been thinking about buying me some." And Don turned to Lois and said, "You are 62 years old. You getting a boob job would be like hanging a new chandelier in a haunted house." This is the blood that flows through my children. And when we went to that wedding, we spent 5 days with my wife's mom and dad, which on life's list of fun things to do comes in right below sitting in a tub full of scissors. And everybody here has family like this. You have people in your family, you love them. You love them to death. You just don't do real well when you have to share the same house, because your lifestyles are different. And that's the case with my in-laws, because they're getting on up there. They're in their golden years. And see, I'm out late at night doing this kind of thing, and bless their heart, it's all they can do to stay awake through the Wheel of Fortune. You're at their house, you watch American Idol, you feel like a hellraiser. It's 9 o'clock, we're still up, we're crazy! But because they go to bed so early, they get up early, which is fine. If like normal human beings, they would drink coffee and read the newspaper. That's not what happens in the nut house. My father-in-law, who is retired, who has nowhere to go, gets up at 4:45 every morning of his life. He then walks into the den and starts watching the Discovery Channel at a volume normally reserved for movie theater sound commercials. So you're lying in bed, the sun has not thought about coming up. All of a sudden you hear,
"Like other predators of the plains, the jackal subdues its victim by clamping its neck and slowly squeezing the life from his body."
You're in the bed going, "You know what, that ain't a bad idea." And it's a weird sensation to be mad and learning at the same time. Second morning we were there, I learned everything there was to know about the African willow fly before I had even peed. Do y'all know that fly only lives 28 hours? That's his entire life, 28 hours. I'm lying in the bed thinking, boy, you only live 28 hours, you can't afford to have a bad day. What happens if you get involved with a girl that wants to take it slow? Baby, we're going to be dead in 3 minutes. Spread your tiny wings and fly away. And when we're at their house, we always have to sleep on the fold-out couch. Boy, that's a good night's rest, isn't it? Get that one iron bar under your skull, one under your hip bone, and that last one under your ankles. Sleeping on that thick, thick mattress. I've eaten bologna thicker than the mattress on the fold-out couch. And boy, they keep that house a little warm. The inside of their home is about the same temperature as the bottom of a rocket when it's this high off the ground. And they walk around in sweaters. Is anybody else cold? Is it just me? Is anybody else cold? Hell, I'm naked on the tile bathroom floor, gasping for air. Well, I remember when I was in the 4th grade and the firemen visited our school, they told us that's where the last oxygen would be, right there next to the floor. I'm in the bathroom so long, my mother-in-law's beating on the door. Do you need a Correctol? You eat too much cheese. And I'm not making fun of old people. I really am not, because I think that's the goal of everybody here tonight. We all want to live long enough to someday be an old person, don't we? I not only want to be an old person someday, I want to be a burden to my children. Oh, I know the day's coming. My kids are going to be on the phone with each other going, "It's your turn to take Daddy for a while." Oh, he's making those noises. He doesn't even know he does it. If you don't come get him, Carl and I are going to get a divorce. It's going to be your fault. But they have a rule in my neighborhood. If you walk your dog and your dog does his business in somebody else's yard, you need to get a little plastic bag, pick it up, and dispose of it. And I know the dogs are confused. The dogs are like, "Wait a minute, you're taking it back home? Why did we have to walk 3 blocks? I could have pooped in the living room, saved us both some embarrassment." What a stupid rule. Why would they have us pick it up? It's fertilizer. It makes the grass grow. Lord, it's not like some child is going to step in it. A kid hadn't played in the yard since 1982. You know what's sad? We have an entire generation that has no idea how to get dog poop off the bottom of their shoe. But when I was growing up, we played in the yard every day, and every day somebody stepped in dog poop. And when it was your turn, you knew what to do about it. You would hobble over to the curb and scrape the biggest part off on the edge of the curb. Then you would find a puddle and you would swirl the bottom of your shoe around in the puddle. Then limp over to the grass and do the brush stroke back and forth. Then you would find a little bitty piece of stick and you would sit down on the curb and you would pick it out of the zigzag pattern on the bottom. Then you wore those shoes to church the next day. And nobody in that church knew you'd stepped in dog poop. See, when it comes to technology, my wife and I laugh about this because we're in our mid-50s, and my wife says we are the bologna in the technology bologna sandwich. We're right in the middle because our parents can't text and our children can't write. My kids don't even think you need to study. They're like, "Dad, if you want to know something, you just Google it." And to a point, they're right. I mean, when I was growing up, if you were watching TV and somebody said, "What was that guy in?" You'd go, "Well, he looks familiar." That was it. Now you're watching TV, somebody goes, "What was that guy in?" Somebody goes, "He was the janitor on Joey." Of course he was. But I try to tell my kids, I said, "Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can learn from Google." I said, "But there's just as much stuff you can't learn from Google. You only learn it from life experience. You'll usually learn most of it the hard way. It's stuff that's not Googleable." I don't know if that's a word. But I call them the facts of life. It's stuff you can't Google. Like this, fact of life. If you are trying to get to the bathroom in an emergency situation, it is not a wise idea to unbutton your pants in transit trying to save a couple of seconds. Because the muscles that guard the floodgates will interpret the unbuttoning as the signal to abandon their post, and the 2 seconds you saved on the button are nullified by the hour and a half you spend mopping and doing laundry. You only learn that the hard way. Fact of life. If you are going to see a scary movie at the movie theater, it will be much more entertaining if you can find a seat directly behind a group of black women. Because not only will you get the scary movie, you will also get their running commentary of the scary movie. "Oh, look at this. She running around in her panties like that. Girl, put some drawers on. And put that hair up before he snatched that weave out your head. Now, can you see this girlfriend? She going back in the house. No, she going down to the basement. Girl, get your shit and get out there now. Fact of life, women always have more questions than men have answers to. Great example of this. 6, 7 months ago, I get a text one day. The text says, please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck. I walk into the kitchen where my wife is. I said, hey, I just got a text that said, please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck. She said, was he driving? I said, I don't know. I just got a text that said, please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck. Were Carol and the kids in the car with him? I don't know. I just got a text that said, please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck. Were the people in the other car hurt? I don't know. I just got a text that said, please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck. What hospital did they take him to? I don't know. I just got a text that said, please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck. She said, well, you don't know anything. What do you know? I know you need to pray for Tom. I just got a text said he was in a bad wreck. That's all I got. I ain't holding anything back. That's it. People pointing at each other here.